People are pushing back against the white box cookie cutter Marriotts that you can stay in 100 cities with a Starbucks next door, so you end up forgetting even what country you're in. So they're looking for an experience that's only available in one place, and I think Cerro Gordo provides that. I like this chair because it's very bouncy.
This is Brent Underwood. The 31-year-old has spent most of his life in big cities like New York and Austin. But in 2018, he bought a ghost town just outside of Death Valley.
So, we're staying in this building now, but that's the building across the street, that still stands, that's still standing, that's still standing, that's still standing, that's still standing. This was Remy Nadeau. He is another one of the original founders of the property. He was one of the first ones to introduce large-scale mining to Cerro Gordo. It's cool to have pictures like this here because it kind of reminds us of the past and reminds it that this property is one that, different dreamers throughout the years have owned, and we're just next in the lineage of a lot of other dreamers.
The purchase comes at a time when 74% of Americans say they value experiences over products or things. A deserted ghost town is right in line with current travel trends according to the 2019 Pinterest 100. The social media site's annual trend report saw an almost 300% increase in users searching for out-of-the-way small towns to plan their next vacation, making it one of the top 10 travel trends of the year. And the global adventure travel business also grew 21% to $683 billion between 2011 and 2017. Underwood hopes to combine the allure of his small town with the adventure of the Wild West. He says one of the first questions people always ask is if he's going to create his own Westworld, the fictional theme park with robot actors.
No robots, as far as I understand, related to Westworld yet. There's no duels in the middle of the street corner, at noon. While this place is a Western town, we're not trying to make it a Western themed town, saying that as I wear a cowboy hat, and do shootouts in the middle of the street every day.
Located over 8,000 feet up in California's Inyo Mountains, 4 hours north of Los Angeles and hundreds of miles from any major airport, just getting to the town can be its own experience. The closest big city, Lone Pine, is a 45-minute drive and has only about 2,000 residents. Minutes from Death Valley, the town is certainly remote. Underwood purchased Cerro Gordo for $1.4 million in July 2018 with a plan to turn the town into a luxury destination by Halloween of 2019. He isn't new to real estate. After quitting his job in investment banking, the Columbia grad opened a hostel that was named the #1 hostel in the U.S. in its first year of operation. HK Austin is in a 19th century Victorian mansion in Austin, Texas. This led him and his business partner, Jon Bier, to think bigger.
We ended up purchasing this property for $1.4 million, and you can't even get a crappy apartment in a lot of places in New York. And so for Jon and I, it was almost like, we have to do this.
The duo needed an all-cash offer, so they turned to an eclectic mix of friends and successful clients from their marketing firms. The list includes executives from Netflix and Hulu, the head of experiences for Spotify, a UFC fighter, and a whiskey bar owner from Brooklyn. The former mining town was far from a turnkey operation, and it lacked many of the basic comforts of modern society. The name Cerro Gordo is Spanish for Fat Hill, and was coined by the Mexican miners that first found silver there in 1865. The town quickly grew to house the thousands of miners flocking to the area. The boom was short-lived. Mining operations would mostly dry up by 1877, and it's remained deserted for nearly 100 years. The two most well-known ghost towns in California, Calico and Bodie, are owned and operated by the government, making the opportunity to privately own Cerro Gordo and its history rare. The town sits on over 300 acres and has 22 buildings, including the American Hotel.
This is the American Hotel. It was originally built in 1871. All this wood is original flooring, and if you look closely, you can even see that there's still like the spur marks from the cowboy boots back in the day, which I think is pretty special.
They've invested around $400,000 and countless hours rehabbing the property, but progress is slow. They've restored water to 3 of the buildings and added 3 2,500-gallon water tanks. All water needs to be trucked in from a town about an hour away. There is water underneath the town, but replacing the pump to use it will cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. The town currently costs about $10,000 a month to run. That includes loan payments, utilities, their $500 a month satellite Wi-Fi, and paying their lone employee.
2 12-hour shifts up here.
So far, Cerro Gordo is run by a staff of 3. Underwood, his business partner Jon Bier, and 1 live-in employee, a caretaker that has lived on the property for over 21 years. Underwood says for now, he and Bier plan to staff the town like he did his hostel, with the bare minimum. They'll play host while Damaris keeps the town running. Employees aren't the only problem. Business at the town will be hard to scale. They currently can only host around 10 people and do not have the accommodations to justify luxury prices. With bookings being limited to weekends that Underwood or his partner can be there isn't much room for profit. All problems that point to why the town was vacant for nearly a century and sold for such a low price. In June 2019, the town started accepting reservations through a new online platform.
For many people, travel's easy, but it's not magical.
Underwood and his partner paired with the newly launched Airbnb Adventures to offer guests a chance to book an exclusive weekend at the town. Airbnb's new adventure platform launched in June of 2019 and offers guests the chance to book what they call bucket list adventures all over the world. Cerro Gordo was chosen to give adventurers a chance to relive the past of the Wild West. It was a perfect chance to sell the experience of the town while still working out the high-end accommodations needed to fully open. Cerro Gordo packages start at $500 per person and can include up to 10 people. The 2-night package includes sleeping in one of Cerro Gordo's historic buildings, underground mine tours, bonfire dinners, and a hike where you can see Mount Whitney and Death Valley. Underwood says that Cerro Gordo's remote location and limited infrastructure means that he will need to rely less on volume and more on people willing to pay a premium for the adventure. Other ghost towns, like Calico, California, located right off a major interstate between Barstow, California and Las Vegas, offer theme park-type attractions and play on Wild West stereotypes. Most of its packages focus on single-day school trips for around $10 a student with no overnight accommodations. Tombstone, Arizona hosts family-friendly shootouts and sells merchandise from its namesake Hollywood film. The town sees over 47,000 visitors annually and has around a dozen hotels for guests to choose from. Cerro Gordo, on the other hand, is far from a finished product. For now, Underwood sees the town as a place that city dwellers will come to unplug and explore, whether it's finished or not.
Invest in you. Ready, set, grow. CNBC and Acorns.